Good morning everyone, I hope you're all fine and beautiful today. I want to talk about manifestation today. People talk about manifestation, i.e. the law of attraction, and my view on it is slightly different to what I've read or seen or heard people talk about with the law of attraction. And I'm going to give you some examples of how I've come to realise this in my life. That kind of, oh my god moments, where I've realised just how actual potent manifestation is. Now I'll start off with explaining I get a lot of visions, a lot of my dreams. I spend time with this one male who's not entirely he's not from this earth, but he's energy being, and he teaches me so much about understanding life and the matrix and the universe and how to hack the matrix, how to get out of the matrix really. But one of the visions he showed me the other day, and this was referring to that I keep toying with the idea of going full-time, going self-employed with my readings. I've done clairvoyant readings for about 20 years now, and I've always done it just as people need them. But I get a lot of requests for the readings, and I know that without being big-headed, I'm very, very spot on with things, very minute detail with things. So I know that's because I get help from beyond the veil, so to speak. And I was born with clairvoyance, so it's kind of easy peasy. But what I've been thinking about is going self-employed with it, and I kept making all these excuses for myself and saying, no, I can't, because if it doesn't work out, I'll lose the house, I can't afford the mortgage, my children will starve. To the point where I actually kept thinking, oh, I can't do more than 2 readings because I'll be exhausted. And what started happening was I would do 2 readings and I would go hypoglycemic. And I've never heard of anything like this before. Hypoglycemic. I mean, I'd actually do 2 readings and become starving. Really starving, to the point that my mouth starts to feel like it's slurring its speech and I can't concentrate, and I'm going to lie on the floor and walk back and forth till I'm fed. I mean, it's really silly. So I started to come to the conclusion, is that me that's creating this? Is that the power we all have? That what we actually project out about ourselves becomes a reality. And I know people can make themselves ill by believing themselves to be ill and such, but I was like, is that me? So what I started doing was, and another example actually is, because I've been spending so much time kind of astral travelling and talking to higher beings, that I convinced myself one day that, oh, I won't be able to do this reading, I won't be able to get spirits through, because I've been so finely tuned to the other realms that I'm going to find it difficult to get spirits through. And I've always got spirits through, but this one reading, I didn't get any. I did a psychic reading, but I didn't get any family members through. And I was thinking about this. I've just done a bunch of readings over the last few days, and I was thinking about this prior to doing it. I was like, okay, let's try something. So before I did the reading, I was like, I am shit hot at readings. I am the best clairvoyant on the planet. I am so good, I'm so accurate, I'm going to frighten myself. And I just did a bunch of readings where I totally shocked myself, because it was bang, 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 bang with accuracy and, you know, things. I mean, I am quite accurate with my readings, but this was like, whoa, I've really surprised myself at how accurate I was. You know, and the people were quite shocked at how much I got through, and to the little details about telling somebody that their patio needs to be dug up because it got damp and blah blah. And yeah, you know, that's one thing they've been worrying about, but they were going to leave it and stuff. But I mean, it's more than that. But I shocked myself, and I thought, right, okay, this is because I made the intention that I'm going to be absolutely brilliant. So therefore, I opened the doors to let that energy through, and I was really good. So I was thinking about going the self-employed route in my life and thinking, oh, am I going to manage it? Am I going to be able to pay the bill? Will I get anybody? And this is what I thought before. I was thinking, I'm not going to get anyone wanting readings. No one's going to contact me for readings, so I'll end up, you know, poor in the gutter. And when I said that, people stopped phoning me for readings. People stopped emailing me or texting me for readings. And then I made the intention last week, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it, and they're going to come flooding to me. And suddenly, from nowhere, just from this one thought, I have had people texting me, my neighbours saying to me, by the way, so-and-so wants a reading. I've done 5 readings this week already, in 1 week. And I've got more booked. The universe is sending me all these readings just because I made the intention, I'm going to do it. I can do this. They're all going to, and I 100% believed that these people are all going to come flooding to me for readings. And it is happening, that's what's happening. So what I'm trying to get here is that your belief, now not just saying it, it is going to happen, without the actual belief saying, do you know what, it is, I can draw this to me, 100% belief in yourself, it does bring it to you. You can break the matrix that way, you can hack the system, bring in what you want, change things in your life just by 100% belief in it. And I've always had the opinion that there's no such thing as lucky or unlucky, it's optimistic and pessimistic. And that ties in with this, but I hadn't taken it that one step further to think, okay, we can, with 100% belief, completely change things. I mean, the reason that we can't all just take off and fly, because I believe we probably could, is because I have been conditioned to the laws of physics. I know this is not possible in this reality, so therefore I could never have 100% belief that I could do this. But you hear about people, shamans and things, and yogis, and who've managed to teleport, be in one place and then been seen 200 miles down the road, talking to somebody, and then go back because they have 100% belief they can do that. And now I don't know if they teleport through just their astral body coming out and solidifying and then going back or what, but you hear these reports and you think, is that right? I believe that could be possible because they are not conditioned to believe in the science that we've been conditioned to believe. If you spend 20 years in a cave, then you're going to start to forget all the rules and laws that's been thrown down your throat and bashed into your head. It's easier to escape the matrix that way because you're not conditioned. You're not having it constantly at you told you can't do this, that's not possible. So you see where I'm going with this? Because my guide took me away a couple of nights ago and he wanted to show me something that was going to help my decision. So I go with him. We're flying through darkness and then suddenly we stop and he says, turn around and look, what is that? And now all I can describe it as is it looks like a cell nucleus. It was a purpley blue ball and it had lightning, like electrical zaps coming out of it, like tentacles and like little tentacles all coming off it. But it was electric. It was all this electricity coming off it. And I looked and I was like, it looks like a cell. He went, that is the universe. He went, the universe is just one thought. Creation is just a thought. He says it's so easy to change what you want through your thoughts. He says if you see that this is just an electrical thought wave, then you can bend those thought waves to however you want. He says there is no limitations, there is no boundaries. He says you can do whatever you want. He says, but you have to feel that and believe it, live it and be it. Then you can break out the matrix, then you can change what you want to change. Now, I don't think we're going to manage this in this lifetime unless we all suddenly forget science and we forget the tests we've done. I mean, science is good for understanding to the best of our ability, but it puts limitations on us. And perhaps by finding these rules, we create those rules. So that's something to think about. You can all write to me and say, what a crock of rubbish. That's entirely up to you, it's fine. But I'm noticing it in my life now more and more and more. Just with little examples of how my core belief stops me from behaving a certain way, stops me from bringing things to me. So I'll see if this works, because I've made the belief that yes, I am going to be extremely successful with my readings and they're all going to come to me, and I can't let that falter. I have to 100% believe in it and see where things go. But I'm noticing the changes in everybody around me. When they believe that something, it's manifesting very quickly. Very, very quickly. And this seems to be a new thing with the new energies. Now he always talks about, my guide, he always talks about how people are assuming that Earth isn't changing and that we can't escape the matrix, we can't break down the barriers, we can't ever be free, that our planet's not free. No, it's the mind that's not free. It's just the mind that's not free because we put our limitations on ourselves. We start to believe there's something round the world that's stopping us from escaping. We start to believe the powers that be are going to have this much control over us. That's our thoughts. We're putting that out there and creating that reality. I started to push away all those ideas that we have limitation. And I was given in one of my dreams a golden door, and the beings that brought this golden door to me were very noble and very, very lovely. But I felt fear in this dream, thinking, what they're doing, they're putting a door on my, and giving me a new golden door. Why they give me this door? Is it to stop me from getting out in OBE at night? Is it, human fear? It's ridiculous and irrational. And the way they looked at me was very, why would you think such a thought of us? So I actually asked my friend who also channels and is psychic, I says, can you ask your guide, or my guide, whoever, what that gold door's for? And the answer she got, no, I never told her any of my dreams or my visions or what I've been told before about the fact that we will all achieve to physically go be other places. And what I was shown was this place with all hills and grass and a place of complete beauty. And I keep getting shown visions of us all being there and going, yes, we made it. Now, I never told her any of this. And her answer was, he says, it'll take you to the place in your mind with the hills and the trees, and you'll actually be able to touch it. And I was like, whoa, okay. And I says, who'll be there with me? And the answer was, whoever shares your reality with you. So we can, if that is true, and I said, how do I get that gold door for my dream to hear? And he says, manifest it. So I've been asking people in the Rainbow Tribe to help me manifest this gold door. If we can all manifest this gold door, see it as being a real thing, that it's completely possible, and it will just appear one day in our room. It'll just appear. As mad as that sounds, you have to go with me in this, because if this is how we do it, then let's try it. What have we got to lose, okay? Manifest this gold door, and then we can all step through it and go to the place with the hills and this beautiful utopia where we're all happy and we all have a lot more abilities than we do here, because we don't believe them here. So if you would like to try and join with me on manifesting this golden door, I'd be stoked, because I want to go through this door now. I'm ready to take a step through the matrix and see all my star family, my astral family, physically in this other place. Because as he says, there's no boundaries. There is no boundaries apart from those we limit ourselves with. So, sorry, my dog's jumping about the place, running back and forward here. Mental doggy. But I'll leave it at that just now. I know there's so much more I want to talk about, but I have to write it all down first so I can remember what I want to talk to you all about. But I'll leave that one there and get your opinions back on the reality. And I want you to tell me if you've been doing these things yourself, if you've managed to change your mindset and bring things to you. Change the way you are as a person. Start telling yourself you've got so many psychic abilities. It's horrendous, it's crazy. And tell me if you start getting all these psychic abilities. I'm intrigued to know. Okay, I love you very, very much, my sisters and brothers of the planet and beyond. Namaste. Enjoy your day. And I'll see you real soon.